Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to go about tomorrow's buyers I'm having for EURUSD and GBPUSD as well as AUDUSD. So looking at DXY, I can see that DXY has been bearish for a very long time. It's been bearish for like an entire year now, and I see that price failed to mitigate this and we swept underneath these lows right here. So please price as well underneath these lows. I might expect price to like push up a bit and then maybe continue the sales later on. So going down to the daily time frame, I see that the market is having some kind of bullish momentum right here. I see that price is having bullish momentum. So what am I gonna do? What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna like scale, and now looking at this market right now, you can see that after price broke underneath this low, price made a pullback right here. After price made this pullback, we have this zone, we have an inducement zone right here. So what I'll be expecting for next week, I'll be expecting EURUSD, GBPUSD, and AUDUSD to have like a bit of sell to the downside, maybe to take out all these lows. Whereas if price still fails to take out these highs, then we might look at some kind of bullish structure for a short term, then we can continue selling. So going down to EURUSD, yeah, I did take a trade yesterday on Friday last week on EURUSD. I was able to catch on this buys, but I was looking out for price to break out of this trend line liquidity and keep pushing higher, but price failed to do that. So price started dropping, and I was not paying attention to the sales. I was only paying attention to the buys, and price came back to this breaker. So let's go in for next week directional buyers. So looking at EURUSD from the daily time frame, let's go to the weekly time frame first. Here you can see that EURUSD swept these highs right here, and we are having like some kind of rejection, a heavy rejection. I might be looking at some kind of, maybe if price can form some kind of liquidity. Yeah, because if you're taking any trade, you must look for liquidity. Then maybe I might look for buys back to the upside. So I'll keep an eye out for this zone. I'll keep an eye out for this zone right here. I think this might be better. We had like a double break of structure to the upside. We already got like a double break of structure to the upside, so I might look for buys to the upside coming from maybe this zone, or we're gonna need more confirmations anyway. So price is clearing out these lows we have right here. So all I have to do into next week is just look for where can I get a possible entry from, because this looks like liquidity zone. You can see that this before price, after price made this, we had a low here, price made a structure shift, came back into the order block after building a lot of inducement, mitigated this one, and then we had that crazy impulsive move to the upside. So looking at EURUSD, I can see that we are like having a little bit of a bearish momentum, but who knows, maybe buys might start kicking in from somewhere very soon, and then we can look for a structure shift, and then we can trade to the upside. So going down to the 30 minutes time frame, after price reacted of these key points, after forming this inducement, we had a double break of structure right here, and we had another one right here. You can see price formed inducement right here, and price started pushing to the upside, to the downside, sorry. So for next week, we just have to wait for market open to know where we can take EURUSD, and we can start scaling on our buys, or if we can able to scale in on our sales, we can also scale in on sales right now. So going into GU, I can see that GU is also having the same price action that EURUSD is having. GU swept these highs right here. Then I'm looking forward to GU to make a sell, maybe if possible down lower, clearing up some kind of liquidity, and then continuing pushing up. So looking at the price action, we can see that we broke past this high, with huge candles, and we have a lot of inefficient candle that price needs to fill. I see we had a double break of structure to this level right here. So I will be looking out for this other block. If price can come in, put in a range or generate liquidity, we can look forward to price buying to the upside. So going down to the 4 hours time frame, all we have to do now is sell the market. Now looking at this chart, we have like a structure shift right here. We already have our structure shift right there. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we had this point of interest which price failed to come into. We had a breaker block there which price failed to come back to. So price started pushing to the downside more aggressively. So going into next week, we only have to wait for market open so we can know where to buy and where to sell from. So we will have to be patient enough to wait for next week because there's no much information coming out for this space right now. We only have to be patient enough. Going into AUDUSD, yeah, which is my favorite pair for paired with the dollar. We 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 had like a zone right here. Okay, yes, we had this level right there. After price broke past this level, price made a liquidity grab right here, swept these lows and started pushing to the upside. Now price is at a supply level, so I might look for a push down for a while. And we also have this high being broken right here. So going on to the daily time frame, I saw how this candle formed, and I was like, market might start looking to drop to the downside. So what I did was I saw a structure shift right here. After the structure shift, I saw how price formed this liquidity right here. Although I was paying attention to EURUSD, so I was not able to like hold on to these sales. I was trading EURUSD at the time. So when market made this move, I was not fully aware of it. I wasn't. And so if you are looking at this trade, you might be looking to hold until price clears this liquidity low we have right here. And then maybe we might start looking for ways to buy. But for now, I feel like the Euro USD pairs are looking more bearish than ever right now. But DXY is saying otherwise. So markets might open, we might start looking for ways to start selling. We have to wait for our structure shift, our inducement to be formed, and then we can trigger our POI and start selling to the downside. So going into next week, I'm expecting more downside for more upside for Euro USD, GBP USD, and AUD USD. But if price fails to respect this zone, we might look for buys for a while on Euro USD and GBP USD. So that is my weekly directional bias for next week. So I'll keep you guys posted on how it's going.